Welcome back. This is still the weekend show, and this is the discussion segment, the part where we serve you the actual breakfast. David is still here.
Yeah.
And today we are talking about something I think, as a lady, I think it has been over stereotyped. Later we're going to talk about it. But then they say the world is female, and they also say the world is run by men. But then I think that is because of the fact that according to creation, God created man first, and then he brought in woman. But is the world still in the same light as God created it, where the man does all the work and all the woman has to do is be submissive? Now, all these have created a new concept. The women are fighting for equal rights. Some go as far as calling it feminism. So today we are looking at feminism, but one very interesting fact about it today is the fact that we are not just looking at feminism from the angle of the women or from the angle of the men. We are going down to the common man, the man on the streets. Yes, we are going down to the common man. We are going down to the common lady. We have a beautiful guy in the studio. We have a beautiful lady in the studio. We want to find out their views on feminism. Is it bad? Is it really anti-man? Is it such a bad concept? Can it go extreme? Is it a nice thing for the society? We're going to find out soon. So, ladies first, I'm going to introduce the lady because David, whether you like it or not, this topic states war. So I will introduce the lady, and then you guys can figure out yourselves. Okay, so the lady we have, Victoria K. Mabese.
Thank you.
All right, so Victoria, you're looking nice.
No, thank you.
I don't want to go too deep. Okay, so David.
I would like him to introduce himself so that before they now tell us we're beginning to. So tell us your name. Tell them you're the man in control.
I'm Timoya Igenti. And well, even though I didn't get introduced, it's good that we introduce ourselves. That's what we do. We assert ourselves. That's what we men do.
Okay, that's what we men do.
Yes, it's called maleism.
Maleism and feminism. Let's face the topic of the day.
Maleism.
Maleism. Maybe we'll talk about that.
That's a new word.
It's a new word. Is it your word?
Well, I don't know. Maybe it had been since in the 18th century, only somewhere in my mind.
Okay, so we're looking at feminism. I would have loved to ask Victoria, but then the truth is we both know that when it comes to women, we don't even get to think of what is feminism. So I'd like to hear your view. Chima, should I call you Chima? You have like a short form of it.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Really?
I always go for it.
There's a lady, she can go for something shorter.
Well, I want my name. That's what we do. We're men. We always assert ourselves.
Women.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is feminism to women?
Oh, well, let me just not come from a sane point of view because I always want to consider myself a gentleman. And if I would, then maybe coupled with the fact that I'm a philogynist, I always like to be skewed towards where it favors the ladies. I tip to where it favors the ladies a little bit. But
a little bit. I like that phrase. A little bit.
Let me generalize from a typical man's point of view.
Okay.
Feminism is just some way that women bully us into believing that we go with everything that they think and say. And we go with their whim. The typical man on the street believes that he works hard back for a lady, and then they fight to protect mostly their mother, their wives, or their sisters. So we think feminism, or men think feminism is a world where men ought to be subjective to women, where men ought to plow back to the women who see themselves as the greater sex.
So you're trying to say men see feminism as now women being on top, men being under.
Exactly. That's what you have down there at the street. That's what the most common person would think. Because, like I said, when a man doesn't assert himself, it starts to feel a little bit diminished.
All right. Is that what it is to you?
Feminism to me is women trying to be recognized as an individual, as a human being, not just because they're women.
So it doesn't really matter if they're on top or anywhere.
It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters to women who actually see feminism from the angle they see it is just see them as who they are.
There's a point he raised. He said that even prior to feminism, that men fight to protect their women, sisters, mothers, wives or girlfriends. So don't you think that feminism actually should be what he's saying, bullying men into seeing women as greater gender or sex?
To an extent, the fact that men actually protect their women or their women, as you actually put it, doesn't mean there is no woman. And doesn't mean that the potentials in a woman should actually be kept behind the back door. You understand? And again, there are some men who actually see this as something that they should actually carry, like it is the whole thing. If you see them in a scenario where there are women, they see themselves as the ultimate. Women are just like the second-class citizen. But then, it is not always like that, because there is still a role a woman plays in the life of a man, which some men, when they think they are protecting us or they are protecting the woman in their life, they overact. They overcross the boundaries. They
Are you part of those who believe that men, what they see women as are like trophies? That's
like decorations,
gifts. Ornaments.
Some do. Some actually see women.
Are you a feminist?
I'm not. But that doesn't mean that doesn't mean I don't support women. At least I have feminism from different views.
What's your view of feminism?
Okay, feminism. Okay, let me come from how feminists actually say, because I'm not a feminist, but I still appreciate women. There are feminists who are actually feminists because they want to be recognized.
Okay.
There are feminists who are feminists because they want it to be that they deserve this. Don't let it not be that they got this because they are a woman. That is the problem we're having in the society. Pity.
Okay.
Some don't like it. Let it be that if they get this.
Before you go into a full lecture.
You know, this pity you just spoke about now reminded me of the you smell nice. So now, from the you smell nice angle, you said something that women want. Feminism is all about women being on top and men being below.
Well,
how does a woman go on top? Let me use the word go on top. Because according to the Bible, yes, let's go biblical. According to the Bible, the woman is supposed to be under, submissive to the husband. But the same Bible gave the man the role of catering for her, getting everything for her. But today, it's no more like that. You're going to work, you're hustling. She's going to work, she's hustling. You get the point. Now, I'm here, David is here. We're both doing the same work. Now, if I go home, doesn't mean that the fact that, let me say, if my job is better than the job of my husband, obviously I'm on top. And so I'm a feminist.
Well, firstly, I want to correct my impression. I didn't say feminism was what you just said. I said that this is the most common man's idea.
Okay, from the common man's idea.
And I'm glad that she took the route where she said she's not a feminist. So we're going to swap places. I am the feminist here, actually.
That I said I'm not a feminist doesn't mean I'm not going to support women here.
Okay, but you know, I believe that there are always these limitations and boundaries to everything, where you tend to moderate whatever you think or what your actions are about every and anything. Hence, you become an extremist. And that's everything that I loathe about feminism. You see, I started with telling you I'm a philogynist, which means I love and revere women a lot, you know, because I've seen the power and strength of women. I can give you an example. I mean, the woos of the 80s, the BCs, the woo of China, the Queen Elizabeth, the Queen Dianas, and it trickles down to the power that women exert in this world right now. Air peace, for example, has been the hierarchy, the top cadre of air peace is completely women. In fact, the day that the MD CEO was saying that to me, I was very perplexed and I was very grateful to him. But as much as we believe in that, you know, in the 19th century, we had women's rights movement. When we moved into the 20th century, we had the feminism movement, or the feminist movement. Now, this feminist movement evolved from the first wave, second wave, third wave, and this mad wave that we call the fourth wave. This mad wave. I mean, you talked about smelling nice.
Yeah.
A man pays a compliment to a lady, you smell nice.
Hello,
it becomes
guys
a problem.
do that too.
Yeah.
Hello.
A lady.
Guys do that too.
Wait, sorry, you introduced me when we started. You said beautiful man, and I stayed back, and I was like,
what is wrong with saying a man is beautiful?
Good. Because that means it won't sound straight when I tell you that as much as men stop ladies on the road to say, hello, can I have your number? You also have ladies who actually stop guys on the way to say, hello, can I have your number? Now, a woman will feel that it is condescending to say outside that she actually stopped a man on the road and said, hello, can I have your number?
Yeah.
That's where the extreme part of feminism come in that I do not like, okay?
We just say it's extreme. If I see a guy, I like the guy, but I feel because I'm a woman, he should be the one asking for my contact. And because I'm waiting for him to ask for my contact, I can't ask for his contact. It makes me an extreme feminist.
No, when equality and equity, they are not the same thing.
Equality?
And then when you
ask
for equality, it comes with its perks. Okay, maybe you probably need to stand up and urinate, then you can understand what I'm talking about.
I do.
Yeah, maybe you need to not take that maternity leave because, I mean, I worked as hard as you are to get that baby.
If I'm taking maternity leave,
yeah,
you can take it too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you look after the baby too.
So I think
it's equality.
Exactly. So I think that right now, I even think that
maternity leave is cheating on guys.
Oh well, I have to go as much stress. You know, when you come back, they tell you that well, first of all, if you're going to go extreme feminism, then you're going to throw some things up. Chivalry has to get off the door.
Okay.
Gentleman, being a gentleman, has to go off the door.
No.
I don't have to hold the door for you. I mean, Chimamanda says that.
For you. It's reciprocal.
I think on that basis, you raised an issue. Chimamanda did you raise one of this angle that when a man opens the door for the lady, is a kind of trying to dominate, condescend, make the woman still insisting on that view of feminism. For you, you said you're a feminist, but you're saying you don't like the extreme part of it. If feminism is just about women's rights, maybe making them feel better or making them feel more involved in society, don't you think this is something that have existed? Let me use our Igbo cultural setting, for example. The Umuada setting in Igbo land till tomorrow remains one of the most powerful.
Yeah.
Umwokwa and all those things. So meaning that to bury a woman also in Igbo land is one of the most costliest. If you embark on that journey, okay, I will come to that. If you embark on that journey, you spend more than when you're burying a guy. So I think the society already made provisions for that. Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, please step away from the baby so we can hear you. Hello? Please, this is a phone-in program. The numbers are on your screen. You can call us and be part of the program. Air your view on feminism.
So what I'm saying exactly, do we still need to have feminism if the society already provides a level of power, a level of responsibility for the women?
Well, I believe that most men, the problem fundamentally why feminism came into discourse is that most men have a very, very obscure idea about what actually being a man is.
What was that obscure?
I said it. I'll come to that.
Okay.
I've said it several times that maybe women do not understand the kind of power that they have.
Yeah,
you spoke about your mother.
Hello? Hello? Okay.
Go on.
So you spoke about the Umuada, for example, and when Chimamanda was making all of her claims and you know her inferences of her own idea of what feminism should be, because that's where the problem is. There are no boundaries, there are no defined boundaries as to exactly what feminism now really is. Okay? Now, a wife is actually the pillar of the home. I tell people that a woman is smarter than a man. The only thing you need to give a man is one thing, respect, and it's good. The woman way of thinking is that a woman is hot and cold, angry and calm, extroverted and introverted, reckless and outspoken. She is complete. She is everything together in a person. A man is only either hot or cold, only either calm or, always agitated. Women haven't seemed to recognize the strength that they possess. As a wife, you are the pillar of the home. You hold the home together. Without a wife, there's no home.
Okay, so Chimoy, I'd like to ask Victoria a question, but then that is after I disagree with you.
Okay.
If you're saying that all it takes to hold a man is respect, to what level will you go to give him that respect? Some guys, when they know, especially husbands, fiancés, boyfriends, brothers, once they know that you respect them, they push you to the wall. You don't allow her work. You don't give her enough money to cook. You don't allow her go to school. You keep her within your house and you still monitor her. You give her a lot of reasons to feel like she's in a cage. And then she still does everything to please you. You never for once say, oh, wow, thanks. You feel like you deserve it. I'm the man of the house. I deserve it. You come to a family, you see the girl child always in the kitchen doing stuff. She's the one that has to stay back home if there's any reason to stay back home. The boy is always going to school. The boy is always learning the family business because he's a man and he deserves it. You see, that is why I say it doesn't take just respect. Now, Victoria, I want to ask you the same question David asked Chimaya. Do you think the society has given women all the needs, so feminism is not important?
To an extent, the society have tried, but it's not yet complete yet. Because to an extent, some of the things that women have been able to do for themselves, they battled it out. There are some women that, where they are today, they actually got to that place because they discovered that there is something more to being a woman. And there is something more to being someone who achieved a lot. Now, the society is helping, and somehow the society is not helping. Because to an extent, it is a fact that women are still being discriminated to a great extent.
Okay, Victoria, please, I'd like to get back to you. When it comes to feminism, what are the hindrances? Or rather, who is the hindrance there? Is it the woman that doesn't support fellow women? Because I know that we women are our own problem. We see each other and we're like, darling, what's up, sweetheart, what's up? But in your mind, you're like, oh, she got that position through maybe she slept her way to the top. You get somebody, even a guy might be like, wow, your friend now works in so company. Oh, leave that one. That one is a wrong scale. So are we women our problem when it comes to feminism? Or is it the guy that feel like, oh, she's really battling to put me under her shoes? Or is it the woman that doesn't give the fellow woman space to grow? Who is the problem here?
The problem is actually the women, because I'm talking from my personal experience. I've had, I've actually been in a situation where it was even guys that were supporting me. When I was in school, I contested for a position. Actually, I was nominated. And for 27 years, that position was actually held by men. For 27 years, that position was actually held by men, but I had men nominate me. There are so many persons that met me after the nomination and they were like, can a woman be the president? Can a woman be the president? Because it has been known that the vice presidential position was for women. I had women even ask me these same questions. You understand? I had this major opponent that even met me and was like, Victoria, I want you to support me. I said, how can I support you when I am actually running for this same position? So it's either I step down for you, but he doesn't want me to. He wants me to contest and lose.
He is a guy.
He is a guy. Then he came through.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah.
You're up to ABS. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, my name is Julius. I'm calling from Umuzi.
All right, go on, please, in 30 seconds.
I'm calling from, please, I just want to chip in something to the issue of respect.
Okay.
When you guys said that a man just means respect, does not mean obedience. But the other day I was talking about this instances of push to the wall. There is a difference between respect and obedience. When you say you should respect a man, does not mean you should obey the man completely. There are certain things that you can find on your ground that this is the right, this is where you are going. That does not make you disrespect the man.
All right.
That's just my contribution.
Thank you very much. That's short and
short and simple, but strange.
I think I like what he said. You know, like I told you, everything is contextual. And I always hammer on the obscure mindset that most men have.
Okay, so all this while you've been talking about the idea of the common man, we don't have time. So now you as a person, as your last word, what's your view on feminism and what's your advice to men out there?
Well, I've always promoted and spoken about female rights, women rights generally, because I've been in the advocacy world a lot, being public relations officer of the National Youth Council, Nigeria, currently convening the Anambra Literary Society. And in every of my endeavors and engagement, what I've always tried to do is actually hand the power where it really belongs. You need to see how creative women can be when you really encourage them, emancipate, open their minds to giving in their all. Women have possessed a kind of strength that men would not naturally do because we are rigid towards, we are postured.
So in essence, men should encourage women.
In essence, I think that a man can only but encourage a woman to be what she can be. Bring yourself to the point, because when they say that when you have a higher power, then strength in itself is when you don't use the power that you know.
Thank you very much. Victoria, your last word.
Okay.
Now, an advice to female feminists out there.
To the female feminists, it is actually very important for everything to be defined appropriately.
Okay.
Be a feminist in the right way. Be a feminist and understand that in as much as you're advocating for the right of the woman, also try as much as possible to respect the men. And again, most importantly, it is time for women to support themselves.
All right, thank you very much, Victoria. I think this discussion will continue, but
honestly, I'd like to have it continue. Maybe subsequently we can have like a part 2. So, David, you didn't say whether you're a feminist or not.
We'll talk about that later, maybe on the social media trends. I'll have time to talk then.
All right, so you want to have a last word?
I think let's get it right. The women should complement the men, and the men also complement the women. It's something that we can never run away from. Both of us are here to make a better world. There wouldn't be a good world just with one sex.
All right, so my last word is the fact that women, in your weakness lies your strength. You don't have to be on top to be in charge. You can rule from all the way behind the curtains. Well, this is the end of this segment of Weekend Show. Weekend Show continues with the breakfast news. Don't go anywhere.